Yes, chemtrails versus contrails. Well, I'm sorry, game up. Game over. That was last year's news. Let me bring up, since we're talking about chemtrails, that star up there, balloon. This is my new one. You can see it down there. Anyway, I bought that December 27th. So I need to get my camera to set up. But I want to talk about the chemtrail situation. It's over. I can't believe people are still talking about, can't distinguish between a contrail and a chemtrail. So I started thinking about the chemtrails. Now the contrails. The excuse was that was just excess water being burnt off. Well, then I started thinking, that's a lot of water. That's a lot of water being burnt off in jet fuel. When jet fuel's most likely one of the most expensive fuels besides, the race car stuff. That's what they're using, but your funny cars and stuff like that. But that's jet fuel. How come there's so much moisture in there? If our cars did that, if our cars left that kind of contrail everywhere we went, think about it. I know water moisture comes out. I'm a half mechanic. I know, not these new cars. Forget it. The sensors go out. It's not the part that goes out. It's the sensor that goes out, and that's $1,200. Okay, so I know about moisture in the field, but didn't that seem like a little bit too much moisture? So was this a ploy to get people in the future to look up, and still today in 2016, they say, well, whatever you want to believe, like that matters to us. Does that really matter what your friend thinks? Does that make everything okay? If I thought the ocean was just clear as a bell and full of ocean, does that change anything? That's why I have no opinions. My opinion don't matter. I'm just telling you what I see and what I've followed. And basically, by now, all the bull crap has been sifted out. And I'm beginning to think that these contrails, with all this excess moisture in the jet fuel, was a ploy in the future to get people to not pay attention to this. And then, even after almost 20 years, they still cannot make the distinguishing between a contrail and a chemtrail. Well, I'm sorry to tell everybody. Really, I'm very sorry to tell you, those days are over. These are no longer contrails, chemtrails, okay? Yeah, the contrails. And let me tell you about your aviation. I see a change coming on. Our investors who invested into our planes and everything else in the American Airlines, they're letting these things go like crazy. They're being put out to pasture just as fast. They're running on empty. And they're not talking about safety issues. Oh, I've seen a lot of these upgrades in airports, municipal airports, here and there, not on the grid. Besides the Denver airport, we all know about that. But the planes are getting old, and now they're advertising they got showers on planes. Hey, I'm lucky to fly. I doubt it if I'm going to get a seat where I'm lucky to ride a train sometimes. I don't get a cab car. I'm lucky to even be there, let alone, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to my business meeting. I got to take a shower on a plane. See, they're going to crowd us poor people out. I'm old, I'm poor, I'm already out to pasture, so I have practically nothing left to lose. There's no hope for a better job or a better way of living, or, my better fishing days are over. My, going out in the woods and looking for things to take a photograph of trees and things, that's over. Everything makes me sad, so this is it. Going down with a count, but I ain't going down without a punch back. One punch back. And these contrails, chemtrails, these animals that they're spraying now are using it for fuel. I'm living in a whole new world. These balls that people are saying, they get confused and they go through them and then they come up with all these, get real. These balls are using these objects are using these as railways through our skies, fuel. Maybe they're picking up information. Maybe they're picking up some sort of frequency. Maybe they're getting their next mission. You have no idea, neither do I, okay? The possibilities are endless if you just take off your human mask and start thinking like the enemy. Don't think small. Don't think it's not possible. Don't think it will never happen. Don't think the blocks in the sky, all of a sudden we wake up and our whole sky goes gray. And we will look out and it looks like nothing but blocks. I mean, I'm not having these kind of dreams. I'm saying, what else? They're building for something. They're building up for something, and it's in the sky, and this is beyond UFOs. Third phase of the moon, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's for a light show. These people really don't have the heart and the guts to go where we really need to go. That stuff is 101 UFO. And 101 is a code. Which brings me to a lot of the schools have satanic coloring books and directing the kids to online sites with games that basically have nothing to do but with blocks and cubes and squares. Your children are getting impregnated with blocks and squares. So when they look up to the sky full of blocks and squares, as my people my age fallen over dead, they'll go, hey man, it's cool. It reminded them of a video game. They forgot about God. They forgot about God's blue sky. They don't even know where their food comes from nowadays. The kids are ready for the block sky. The chemtrails are over. It's a whole new animal. And in Florida in 2000, I've been in chemtrails since 1997. In 2000, there was these two old fellows that had a private plane in Florida. We were watching shopping malls, public events being sprayed 3,000 feet over with thick stuff that you wouldn't even believe it, man. You new timers, man, in this chemtrail thing, you missed the show. That's why now that people are just getting caught up, it's bypassed you. We got Magellan's disease. I've been all over this place. They found bovine. I had reports of what was in there. Pharmaceuticals, bovine blood, abortion, fetus, something or other. You know, this was clear back in 2001. I was reading these reports. These two old fellows dropped out of our club. Nothing was ever said about them. I was new at this espionage game about how these people work. We have to up our ante. We're no longer civilians. We're all on the front line, defending our lives. That's how I feel. There's a lot of us out here. People are screaming. They're tired of waiting for Jesus. Me too, aren't we? Man, this is getting crazy. It runs on our psychic. But I don't think it's over yet. I think God's got a few more tricks up his sleeve, man. We're in God's mystery times. And I don't want to see my blue sky turn into blocks. You know what I mean? But if that's what it takes, I'm ready. And I'm just trying to warn people out there, better be ready. The UFO thing, man, is last year's news. That's a sidetrack. This Nibiru is all a sidetrack. They're taken away from my father's sky. The Bible clearly states that the sun and the moon were only made for signs in our sky, and they're given signs like nobody's business, and they come across with this Nibiru bullshit. I read that Planet Stitching crap. I've listened to Coast to Coast. They did not say anything about all this sky crap coming down, huh? There was no mention about that. Oh, mention about the Samaritans, on and on and on and on and on. But nothing about our sky phenomenon that's going on now, which was clearly stated in the Bible. And there you have it.